was a Sunday, I remember that much, when we sat down to read the plays for the first time. I'd written a kind of a murder mystery about the death of William Shakespeare. A 17th century whodunit, I suppose. A time travel play, which flashes back and forth from the present to the last 3 days of Shakespeare's life in 1616. This play would involve a great effort on the part of everyone involved, including the actors, as they must portray their characters convincingly in two completely different time periods. I'd assembled a great group of people for these two projects, all highly skilled, highly motivated individuals who knew how to turn a phrase or milk a laugh, all that craft of the acting tradition stuff. They would make very convincing portrayals of modern-day sleuths and earlier-day Elizabethan characters. But here's where the whole thing took on an additional dynamic, a dynamic that was exciting and dangerous and that would threaten the success of the entire project, because in addition to the play I just mentioned, we now sat in this room to read the other play I had written, a play that would describe the entire process of what we were doing, a play about the theater, the process of the theater, from the writing and correcting of bizarre typos like you see here, to rehearsing and performing and critiquing. I wanted to show deep behind the scenes of a typical theatrical production. So I wrote this play, Mixed Company 5, The Anatomy of a Play. It doesn't tell every theatrical anecdote you've ever heard, but it tells the ones that matter. Faith, hope, love, understanding, trust. It tells the truth about those things. Not truth with a capital T, but our truth, or I guess I should say my truth at this point, because I didn't know how much my friends at that first read-through would be willing to give up to a project of so dangerous dimension. On the surface, this play reads like a documentary chronicling the highs and lows, the triumphs and failures of a group of people who come together to create that most special of human intellectual capabilities, to create another reality. But as we progressed deeper into the script, I hoped that my cast would discover far more to show an audience on opening night, far more about themselves and what they do. Because it's all there in this play, Mixed Company 5, if you dig deep enough: faith, hope, trust, understanding, all of that, along with their mirror images of fear, mistrust, conflict, despair. It's all there if you dig deep enough. The trick of writing a play about the theater is to avoid cliché in what is a cliché-ridden process, putting on a play. I didn't want to perform an evening of two-dimensional characters performing predictable actions. An evening that would be great fun, but leave the audience with slight appreciation for the potential of this powerful and sacred art, the telling of stories, the telling of human stories to each other. I also didn't want to write a morality tale, a fable about the theatrical process. That would be too easy. No, what I wanted to do was to create a broad canvas of people with conflicting needs and desires, with a dissonance beneath the surface artifice of long-standing theatrical tradition. In other words, I wanted to portray actors as normal human beings, and instantly recognizable, but ultimately unknowable. And also, I didn't want to piss people off. I didn't want to be unfair to anyone. I remember one night we had this knockdown discussion of the so-called rant scene I had written, a scene designed to call into question the occasional prejudice and bias, and indeed occasional cruelty inflicted on actors by a thoughtless reviewer or critic. Well, that was a can of worms best left on the shelf. Whether because of their personal friendships with reviewers or their recent spate of good reviews, whether they had taken up the poison pen themselves on occasion, or whether they simply are the most apolitical group of people on earth, actors will not countenance more than grumbling and bitching in quiet corners when a bad review is inflicted on one of their own. They will not defend each other or themselves, and will even tend to avoid the gaze of the hapless miscreant who received a bad review. All very unhealthy stuff. Anyway, after our intense hour-long discussion, after some heated exchanges, one of us surveyed the wreckage of our engagement and wearily said, "Wait a minute, isn't this what theater is all about, what we're doing right now? Passionately arguing what we believe in, isn't this what theater should be?" Those words found purchase in the mind of everyone who heard them that night. I saw it in their faces. So we went home and thought about what had happened and talked about it with our partners and friends. I think we were all changed a little that night. I know I was. Well, I sat down that night and rewrote the rant scene. I made it better. I made it real. These are great shots of the actors rehearsing for two reasons. The blurring motion reflects two distinct dynamics going on at this time. Each actor was attempting to blur themselves into the character they had been reading and rehearsing. Each actor was slowly morphing into the character they were creating, and in the hands of skillful practitioners like these, it's a sight to behold. The blur means something else, too. We were going to try, all of us, to blur the lines of reality and fiction a little more in this production. To work as something more than a night out, to have a few laughs, and to watch some cartoons for our audience. To make our audience question the very essence of reality. To show to an audience some people behaving, not acting. To hold a mirror up to ourselves. The image is reversed, to be sure, but it's real in a mirror. Truth with a small t, but the real thing nevertheless. Randon Chisnell has composed many of our soundtracks. He brings a classical training to our work and marries it completely to his task at hand, to add to the mix, not simply reinforce our work. To create a separate portal into the mind or heart of our viewers, upon which can ride our efforts as well. John Reeves built this great model for us. The full-size set he will build will look remarkably like this miniature rendering here. Gonna blur the lines again. From today back to the 1600s, back 400 years to Shakespeare's day. You can almost see the actors backstage ready to make their entrances. But I knew we had a lot of work ahead of us still if we were to make this play memorable instead of merely watchable. And seeing this model for the first time reminded me that, unlike my studio TV shows, other people were integral to the success of this project. That we were, after all, guests in this theater for our two plays, and as such would be subject to whatever amount of consideration the theater staff was willing or able to allow us. Never too early for publicity. Came up with these two renderings. I insist on always representing every cast member whenever possible, whenever it's in my hands anyway. From the mind of the playwright to the pen of the critic. And everyone in between. Says it all, I think. Time to move the whole shebang out of my studio and into the theater. It's strike night for the previous play, The Blue Room, and we're helping in that process so as to facilitate the building of our set. This centerpiece, Steel Tree, will find life after showbiz in my back garden, because I bought the thing. John Reeves will cut it into pieces for transport. I gotta figure out how to get it back together when I get it home. Should be fairly easy. Watch your P's and Q's and line up the A's and B's and you're halfway there.
And the house lights have gone to black.
The next day, we were able to get on the set. Let's blur the lines again. In these next few scenes, sit and watch as I did then, and try to morph our halting rehearsal into the germ of the idea in my mind's eye, what I knew our show could become.
I'll kill you! 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 Papa! Give us the money! Please, Papa, please! We need the money!
You'll get not a penny from me. Stupid whore!
I hate you!
Easy, Master Will.
Take it away, I'll none of it.
Papa! I love you!
Let her go. What you've already done. Thank you.
You guys gotta keep restraining her.
He's already asked us to let him go, though.
I just
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Take her away.
Earlier, you already asked us
Oh,
to let
did
him
I?
go.
I'm sorry. I said.
I just listened to
Let
yeah.
her go. Yeah, good job. Good job. Yeah. Don't pay attention to what I do. Just what I say. Okay.
Okay.
I'll let her go. Then she's
Okay.
been let go.
Dan Seitzma portrays the playwright in Mixed Company 5. really the most important person in the process. The playwright is the person who conceives of the idea in the first place and figures a way to tell the story in an effective and hopefully unique way. The playwright wrestles with his or her personal muse, just another way of saying he or she searches for inspiration, which often involves nothing more than chaining oneself to a writing desk and closing off the outside world, and grinding away at the hard slog of putting words onto paper, while fending off distractions of the most compelling nature. Coffee breaks, get the mail, what was that noise? My legs falling asleep? Is something crawling on my back? Any excuse not to write. And then, when it's all over, the author has to hand over his or her play, his or her child, to someone else, often with no visitation rights or any say at all in the upbringing of this child, all the while struggling not to remember this guy. Keith Clark, who plays the critic in Mixed Company 5. The critic will tell the official version of a production for an entire community, and indeed for all of posterity. It's the duty of a critic to subvert his or her own personal likes and dislikes, and to attempt to accurately represent a play without prejudice or bias. A critic must be better than anyone else. A critic must be above petty human frailty and narrow-mindedness, above the temptation to praise what he likes or pan what she dislikes. A critic, like a teacher or a parent, is only as good in their job as they are as a person.
So are we doing it, I'm coming up front or center?
Center, yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Leave us up this way.
Oh, that affects that, doesn't it?
I think
Yeah.
that works nicer, though.
Okay, okay,
And then I come right on.
okay. Does everyone have that? We've changed the exit to the curtain call.
Sides.
Everyone on stage right, exit stage right. Everyone on stage left, exit stage left. Amber is the monkey in the middle, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Well, that makes sense.
Okay. And also the rant scene, and I realize you guys just have these non sequiturs that come out of the house, come out of nowhere, but the second time we did it, it was fine. That second time we did it. The point is this, it's 7:30. Do you guys want to touch those scenes before we go home tonight? Or do you want to go home? Okay?
I'd rather go home and learn.
what you want us to do, or when we walk in the door?
Everybody wants to go home. Okay, the point is, you guys, can I count on you to do your homework?
What do you think?
What do you think, Chuck? Yeah.
You guys promise me you'll do your homework?
When did we not?
Never. You've never not.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I love what you did with it. You handed it to me to go get the door for the actual
Yeah,
opening
that
night
works
scene. That
nicely.
worked well.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the actual discovery scene. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it
Yes,
needs to
because I
move.
knew I was supposed to move it. And that's right, it was lying there on the floor. I
Okay.
remember now. And it was too late to do anything at that time.
Satchel, I'm going to provide
You know what, I did something else tonight, Chuck, because I forgot to have a handkerchief to cover, to tuck under his chin. Do you want me to? That's not strictly a prop anyway, it's a,
That's one of those in the John Cross.
yeah.
Right
Is it a
now,
costume, is it a prop?
speaking of which, now that we've come to the conclusion that aside from the handkerchief, which is weird, there wasn't one, if everything could go on the back counter in the kitchen for now, because I don't have a true prop table, that's something that happens Tuesday, since Monday is a whole weird thing in here.
Okay. And of course, there were a dozen more issues to discuss before we went home that night. But after a few more days of more of the same, opening night was finally upon us. As I walked down the street to the theater that night, I hoped a few of the people walking along with me would turn into the theater behind me. But I suspected they were all hurrying to the State Theater for a different show. That's the final piece to the puzzle. Suppose no one comes to see the fruits of our labor. Suppose we play to an empty house. Almost did that once, in 1974 at the Civic. The American Legion Convention bought out an entire performance, 450 seats of our show. It was Arthur Coppett's play called Indians. I guess someone told them that was a cowboy show, so they bought out an entire performance. I guess they found out later that in Coppett's play the Indians weren't savages, that the white Europeans broke promises, stole the Indians' land, and then killed them. You know the truth. Alas, with a capital T. So anyway, at curtain rise, there were 4 people in the auditorium, not counting the 16 on stage. But we soldiered on. We gave those brave souls the best show we could, and at the end of the performance, those 4 people rose to their feet and applauded with the force of 4 people, I guess. No lessons to be learned from this. It would have been a great show for the American Legion to see, but they didn't. It's been a real tightrope act for us to rehearse and perform Mixed Company 5 at this theater. I've been ever mindful that we were guests in this place, and as such we must be grateful for the good graces of our hosts, not be too expectant of more of their time than was available, and generally be appreciative of the opportunity that was afforded us. Little were we to know that ours would be one of the last shows to be performed for this theater company, and that my frequent moments of frustration with this place were mere fallout from the implosion that had already begun, and that would end a short time later in the complete dismantling of this company. So, despite what we went through, I say in all sincerity, rest in peace. But that night we had a show to perform. Last-minute preparations had gone well, and there was little else to do but simply that which we had prepared, what we'd all done many times before, rehearsed a show and performed it the best we could. Cast and crew are scattered throughout the theater now, going through the rituals, some logistical, some personal, of opening night. No one can say with any certainty what a show will end up to be, a success or a brave attempt, until we witness ourselves in the presence of an audience, and that would happen tonight. Backstage at the coloring station, a long-standing tradition at this theater. It's been eerily quiet in the house and backstage. I assume the actors are all in the dressing rooms now, mutating into their characters. A quick glance at the sign-in sheet tells me that everyone's arrived and is somewhere to be found. We've gotten some great press coverage for this show, the Gazette and the Western Herald being very supportive of our efforts. Alone in the house now. Soon the audience will file in and sit expectantly for the show to begin. What'll they make of my play about the theater? Oh well, we'll find out soon enough, I suppose. Too quiet around here. I think I'll see what's up with the cast.
Every night during that particular part. But I think Jeremy and I solved the problem I was having.
Designer dress.
Business card scene. He gives me his business card in the first act, and for some reason,
And if you guys have been
that
looking,
was
you're probably
just sort of,
familiar than the one I really love. I gave
you
her 2.
know, I
kind
was
of
having
combined
slow
them,
cues and
then
stuff,
learned
and
at this
we went
point
over
user
night
creativity,
before
but
last.
the one that I held on to forever.
Got that polished up,
I
yeah.
loved the off the shoulder, the
Yeah.
thing where I got that from.
I think
St.
we're okay.
Fuji.
Well, in that rant
Fuji one
stuff,
set off,
there are a few key people that can
Those are
propel
just-
it, and they seem to
these
just
ones
keep
that were
doing that.
closer to-
He said, well, I think it's all rough weather. So it was an exceptionally chilly spring and early
I
summer.
was really kind of hoping that Heidi would bring my food to me before the show. Get dinner? I haven't eaten at all today. I'm like,
Bring a cookie dough. That's a good dinner tonight. Eat all day and then.
pizza. I had pizza.
Oh, pizza too. I
Pizza,
forgot.
bimbos, and chocolate chip cookies.
Well, you would go through there, I think.
I'm
you went
babying
to Leamington
myself.
Spa, Royal Leamington
Or
Spa from Stratford. You probably-
Treating myself.
We went to the.
Yeah. Thanks for the offer.
It was.
So from that point on,
Apparently, it's all it takes.
from that point on,
imperative.
it became something that was in the lexicon of theater.
Yeah.
theater.
Get one cheap bit, it works once, and then
Ever
use it the rest of your career.
Yeah,
you
really.
just stick it in the bag of tricks and.
I think it was more the fact that he was always ready to take credit for whatever was going on. Somebody else. That was also
Yeah.
the show that I had to eat this muffin, and they'd stored it all week long, and it was delivered to me, and I opened it up, and it was this green, moldy bun, you know.
And you had to eat
I
it.
actually had, so I'm tearing it apart, trying to find something, and the crumbs are just going everywhere. And B just looked at me, she's, boom, he's out of there. Just thank God she did.
Jeremy directed Chicago last year, the Sam Shepard, and that was a biscuit play.
The show has started. It's a good house. They're responding much as I'd hoped so far.
So,
Tom, rest a while today.
it's her what knows. Her what's the apple of my papa's pie.
Well, surely you need your own pop.
Right then, what's this I hear about crackle hungry in my pond? Well, give over, what say you?
Marty makes her memorable entrance. And here's a list of the scenes we'll perform tonight for this unsuspecting and seemingly appreciative audience. Months of writing and rehearsing, some fears and tears along the way, and it all can be boiled down to a list of scenes on a backstage flat. But of course, it's much more than that. It's flashes of brilliance in the eyes of every actor. It's these frozen moments of time that portray passion and commitment and tell a story. The story of a play. Well, 6 months later, 5 weeks before our show Mixed Company 6 was to open at the theater, there I was in my own studio again, building my own scenery again, and feeling nothing so much as relief that in spite of our treatment by the ill-fated API Theater when the stage stuff hit the fan, I was secretly relieved to be back in my own studio, rehearsing my new play in an environment of trust and respect once again. Even though I had to build my own scenery, what the hell? Stagecraft ain't rocket science. And what the hell, it's only a 400-year-old room that needs to be built. I'll do it myself, gladly. And the best way to avoid recrimination and anger is to occupy yourself with a demanding project, like building a 400-year-old room, which is what I set out to do with great hope for the future, but with an overriding sadness at the loss of a couple of friendships when the API Theater went through its final death throes. But nothing could be more rewarding than being in the company of the faithful survivors of events past, who wanted nothing more than to make Mixed Company 6 come to life. For the cameras this time, in my studio, and for you, our audience at home.
The next time, chopping down a hidden door with an axe.
When Harriet says 8, she says, my first novel was set in Stratford, Shakespeare's Daughter. I called it, the publisher wanted to call it Sins of the Father, but I prevailed. Yeah. Then, in the scene with Kitty and I, after we've indulged, and she says that she's written, she tried fiction once, and I say, you astound me, and she says, Shakespeare's Daughters. That's the title, no, the theme.
Oh, I thought that sounded familiar.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Oh.
I was quite good as a child actor, but I excelled in the feminine form. That is to say, I was very good as a woman.
You were Kate?
Yes, and Juliet. I grew into Rosalind and Viola, but I'll now portray Portia. She's too old for me now, for as you see, my manhood has completely overreached my softer parts.
Now, Jeremy, you're going to have fun with this when you do this. You're going to be showing us how you, as a young lad, played a woman on stage. You think you're up for this?
Oh, my God.
Well, let's see.
Yes, we will. And we're going to do it in 3D.
Oh, boy.
Very simply put.
I'm just going to read it.
Please do. But do it with an accent.
Pressure.
Well then,
Simply put, barely 50 years after his death, we have one of the most legitimate yet wholly intriguing references to the largely unknown life of William Shakespeare. The Vicar of Stratford, one John Wood, a reliable source, is quoted by a diarist as saying that Shakespeare drank too hard at a merry meeting with Drayton and Johnson. And, could this be the very room of the so-called merry meeting?
So that's Irish. No, I don't mean to be, but I mean, if you're gonna do the Irish accent, I don't know. Shouldn't we change the name?
Felicity.
Felicity.
Better talk to Chuck about that one.
It's not really Irish.
Okay, you're right. I was thinking about that, you guys. We have to change the name. She's not Felicity Thornthwaite anymore. That's too English. You're now an Irish girl. So, what is a good Irish girl name? Come on, you guys.
Bridget. How about Chelsea Bentley?
Bridget.
Norma.
Norma.
What was that one from
Sinead O'Connor.
Sinead O'Connor. Yeah, we'll use that one. Sinead O'Connor. Good one.
Sinead O'Connell? Sinead O'Connell?
Very good. Sinead O'Connell. Very good.
Siobhan.
Siobhan O'Connell.
That's too Irish.
Yeah.
What about Marjorie?
What was that one from
Marjorie?
Braveheart?
Isn't that Irish?
Kathleen. Colleen.
That's your real name.
I'll take you home again, Kathleen. Is that right?
Okay, guys, let's take a moment. We'll all think of a name, and then we'll say them in a moment. Each think of a name. Okay, you guys, what did we come up with? Let's name Kitty. What did everybody come up with?
Bridget!
What? What did you say?
Wait, McLean. I got it. Caitlin O'Connell.
Yeah, that's excellent.
It's Irish enough.
3 days before he died. 3 little days. The greatest dramatist in the history of the human race sat drinking in a pub. He ate pickled herring and washed it down with the local brew.
Well, not Glenfiddich.
No, and we're not sure about the pickled herring, although it was common at the time.
Cheers.
And 3 days later, 3 little days later, he was as dead as a doornail. Now, how's that for a mystery? Yes?
I'm not quite with you.
Well, have another drink. Perhaps it'll come to you.
What has Lonnie? What has this room got to do with pickled herring?
My God, man! When you rose this morning, put on your Marks and Spencer socks, one after the other. Did you have any idea you may, in an hour's time, be sitting in the very room? I have a problem with this.
Sure, what is it? Oh, let's just change it then. No problem.
Well,
I have a problem with this. It's the words, Chuck.
Chuck, we have a problem. What?
in the very room that killed. The room didn't kill him.
No, but she says it that way.
No, I'm not gonna say it that way.
You're not gonna say it that way?
Be sitting in the very room where the greatest dramatist the world has ever known was killed.
It is Shakespeare.
Yeah, that's better. Keep it. That's better, Kitty.
It is! Yes, it is!
I know.
Yes, it is! William Shakespeare. The elusive Mr. William Shakespeare. No, I do.
I'm sorry.
Do I have a line again?
Look at me.
I didn't think I did. Oh.
Look at me.
I'm looking.
Look me in the eye.
Okay. I'm looking. And I'm still looking.
I would gladly burn every copy of one of his plays if I could just peruse the man's laundry list. We know so little about him.
Romance novelist gives the wrong impression. Oh, not that I have anything against romance. It pays the bills. But I'd like to think I'll be remembered as an historically accurate novelist.
All right, sir?
Sorry?
Miss Douglas, this is Ms. O'Connell.
Yes, we've just met. Haven't got much time, do I? Oh, traffic was a bitch. How do you get anything done around here with a massive gridlock on your streets all the time? Well, that's right. I'm no stranger to your shores. My first novel was set in Stratford, Shakespeare's Daughter. My publisher wanted to call it Sins of the Father, but I prevailed. He was pissed at first, but soon changed his mind. Son of a bitch made a fortune on that book. And I became famous, didn't I? So, guess I've kind of come full circle to the room where Shakespeare was killed. Madam?
Shakespeare was born in 1564 and died in 1616, so most of his life was spent in the Elizabethan era. The houses and buildings of the time were largely constructed of a very thick oak timber frame, spaced out about like I did when I was building mine in my studio. The art of theatrical illusion and the ability to fool the eye of the camera means that instead of oak timbers, I used styrofoam. In between the timbers, the Elizabethan builders used so-called wattle and daub construction for the walls, in essence. Wattle and daub was clay and straw and cow dung pasted onto wooden slats. Very effective for its day and well beyond, as plenty of these buildings still stand. And no, they do not smell of cow dung. Now, the fact that a room could be sealed up unopened for 400 years is not a far-fetched proposition. Archaeological finds of great interest are discovered all the time in England and Europe, as new building was constantly added on to old. And given the momentous event that may have occurred in secret in this room, the room I was building a representation of, it's no great stretch of disbelief to prevent a willing suspension. They had oak timbers on the floors as well, so some judicious use of paint was needed to get our floor up to historical spec. What happened in this room 3 days before he died that caused the death of William Shakespeare? Did he drink too much, take ill, and contract a fever from which he never recovered? Was he already near death from some incurable malady? Or was he dispatched through devious means? Plenty of people had a reason. But that night I had to finish our floor, as Donna McKenna would be here soon with a trunkload of costumes.
I got it at Myers, 'cause that's where the best costumes come from. What else do we have? Okay, I think everybody else is set.
How are we doing on foot gear?
Jeremy, those tall boots that you wore, do you still have access to those? Excellent. Mickey, those big boots with the pointy toes, those are mine. We can use those again.
And over here?
I didn't bring them.
Not here yet, okay.
No. And actually, I wasn't gonna leave everything. I was just gonna haul it all back with me. Or I can just leave the things that you need.
Just the things we need, yeah. Yeah.
That'll work fine.
Cool.
I won't go barefoot.
Yes, Judith, you may, but you'll have to take off your toe ring.
What about my tattoos?
Take them off.
Take off my tattoos.
So then in terms of modern, Janet, you got some stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What I was thinking was this black pants and tunic that has a flowy duster with orange and yellow and red flowers on it.
Orange is your color, girl.
Okay. Bring like 4 or 5 things in to show us.
What, tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll do a little mini costume.
Okay.
I'll pray for you.
No, this kind of neat.
You know what, Janet? I like what you're wearing now, today. Do you like
This?
that? Yeah.
This dress?
Oh, this whole thing. Don't you like that? I like the color looks good on you. It would read very well on camera.
But it's
very
like a schmata.
Schmata? What's a schmata?
well.
No shake?
Keep it in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go along that line.
Bring it to. No, don't do that.
What?
Do what you think flatters you best.
Okay.
But bring this too.
Okay.
Yeah. Bring 4 or 5 things tomorrow.
Okay.
Including this. And like I say, don't go along that line. Bring whatever you want.
Okay.
Whatever you think flatters you best. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Time's getting short now. Cameras roll very soon, and actors take sneak peeks at their lines in between costume fittings. Or if they're lucky, they can grab a breather and a word or two with each other.
That was funny.
I didn't get to see Blake.
Don't wear aprons.
Look at all these costumes. McKenna's brought a treasure trove of historical costumes worthy of her vast Renaissance fair experience. Great shot here of a television studio set circa 1616.
Is Richard out there?
They're both out in the driveway.
Ask Richard what the color of his suit was, or does anybody remember?
I thought it was like a bluish gray.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah, blue gray.
Okay.
Double-breasted or single?
Single, pretty sure.
Okay.
This will bring a whole new twist to your show there, Chuck.
Where's the camera when you need it?
It's on you.
Yeah.
They're not armpit pants.
Yeah, I did wear a pair that came up to here once.
I think those will play very nice today.
If you say so.
Yeah?
Will Shakespeare? I mean, no, Ben Jonson.
Who wrote this play?
Sorry.
Who wrote this play?
Sorry. Here's the best part.
Can I borrow that piece of footage right there, Chuck?
Don't worry, there's no tape in the camera.
Oh, yes, there is.
She's good.
Robert.
Oh, I like this girl.
You fancy everyone in a skirt.
Not everyone.
You do, mark me. You are unsteady in love.
Prove your thesis.
Richard Bosworth.
You're a devil to remember him.
You mooned after him for months.
Till his voice cracked.
You're Julie. Sorry, I gave you the wrong. I gave you the wrong cue. Sorry, you were
I know you
smote. You were smote by your Juliet.
He was beautiful.
He was a boy, 15 years.
14.
You mooned after him for months.
Till his voice cracked.
Your Juliet became a man.
Before our very eyes.
Masters, welcome to my humble hearth.
God be with you.
Yeah, but which God, Burby?
We be wise to leave it there, master.
Amen. I beseech your pardon for this frighted child.
Amen needs to be sharper.
Okay.
Somehow. You know, you need to just like jump in and interrupt everything to get everyone's attention.
Oh, so I was doing it like I was just part of your conversation, one of the guys.
Yeah,
And it's like,
you need to make it even sharper.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll cue her up. Shit.
Shit.
Want me just to say amen?
Yeah.
Is that me?
No, we need to. Take it from your entrance, Janet.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That old thing.
That creaky old thing.
Masters, welcome to my humble hearth.
God be with you.
Aye, but which God, Burby?
We'd be wise to leave it there, master.
Amen.
I beseech your pardon for this frighted child.
And the daughter of your sister.
The daughter of your sister. I like this child.
Thank you, sir.
Not at all.
Stand still. We're among friends.
Yes, Auntie.
Now then, sweet sirs,
Sweet sirs.
will ye be needing the room for long?
Till the cock crows, mistress, till we have seen the 7 stars.
Why now that one?
She's good.
She's very good. A little slow on the uptake, but she's good when she gets there.
Yes. I'm done.
Yay!
The morning stars.
Where are they?
Gone. Backed off. Look, leave me in peace.
As you wish. No left, that's okay.
Oh, it's right up here.
What is it?
Yep.
As you wish, Master Will.
A peek at the craft services table, piled high with snacks and teas and coffees and plenty of hot water for the drinks. It ain't haute cuisine, but it's something, damn it. Actors deserve far better, but settle thankfully for any gesture of consideration. The set, I must say, with its final coats of aging paint and its full complement of lights, is going to do the job for us, I think.
We're not filming tonight.
Nah.
No.
What, you think we're ready?
No. Oh, I'm so glad of it.
Yes, it's perfect.
It's a little long way.
Oh, that looks good.
Kitty,
Yeah.
we have another alternative for a bodice for you.
Yeah, I know.
Which one do you?
That one was, I don't know.
Well,
Really tight.
it was, but that's how they were.
Hello.
Excuse us.
It's not like I haven't seen you in it before. You know?
Oh God, it's these costumes again.
No buttons, so I just gotta
familiar.
tuck it. Tie it.
Okay. How are you doing with that big shirt, Richard? Okay.
And here's the best production assistant in town. Or out of town, for that matter. You should see her on location.
I suppose I could wear my contacts for this scene, huh?
Yeah, the glasses are a nice touch, but I don't think they're exactly.
Well, I'm not gonna wear my glasses. I mean to read the cue cards. If I take this off, I can.
What a chicken scratch you've got.
I just did it.
Okay.
Disturbing. Chicken on the stick.
Gosh, I could go to that. I thought she said, have no boots or have no boobs?
I did. She did.
We'll give you boobs.
Oh, now she has.
Beach the clams. That's what you have to do. Well, they just keep falling though.
I know.
It's a gravity issue.
This is a short time from the last time. Did that make you happy?
That's okay with me.
Am I gonna have time to take off the cloak? I'll kill you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you.
Yeah, after
And
all.
then I'm like running all over,
that.
and then I'm
That's-
screaming,
we'll find a spot.
hiding, and then, oh, well, I'll just take it off. and-
We'll find a spot. That's what we have to do is make sure we find a spot. Okay.
See, that'll be
Down
easy.
to
Take
sit
it.
with me or something.
Right away.
You know, either on the floor or when you come up.
Okay.
That's in the modern scenes. We're in the modern scenes.
Do you need a head on?
Ready?
Yeah.
Because I'm the. Do you need a head on me?
Okay, I'm not thrilled about the hat.
You fancy a mystery? How's this for a mystery? 3 days before he died. 3 little days. The greatest dramatist in the history of the human race sat drinking in a pub. He ate pickled herring and washed it down with a local brew.
Not Glenfiddich.
No. And we're not sure about the pickled herring, although I know it was common at the time.
Cheers.
And 3 days later, 3 little days later, he was as dead as a doornail. What's that for a mystery? Aye?
I'm not quite with you.
Have another drink, perhaps it'll come to you.
What is this room got to do with pickled herring?
Oh, God, man! Okay, that screws up.
You can use it. No, use it.
But I kind of want to get to him quickly, you know.
Do it.
Man! When you rose this morning and put on your Marks and Spencer socks, one after the other, did it ever occur to you that in an hour's time, you'd be sitting in the very room that killed the greatest dramatist the world has ever known?
Oh, it is Shakespeare, I assume.
Yes, it is William Shakespeare, the elusive Mr. William Shakespeare. Look at me.
Okay, I will. Oh,
Look at me. Look me in the eye.
I'm looking.
I would gladly burn every copy of one of his plays if I could just peruse the man's laundry list. We know so little about him. And you and I will solve the mystery together. Just you and I.
Well, actually, I've been meaning to tell you. Not to tell you sooner.
Hi. Am I late?
Cut. Continue.
No. Oh, you gotta say that again.
Yeah, one more time.
Am I late?
No, Miss Douglas, you're precisely on time.
Oh, good. I thought I was late. You're Cheadle.
Yes, Henry.
Nice to meet you. So this is it, huh? Not very big, is it? La-dee-da. How dare you? Oh, you can kiss my
Now, just a minute.
bookends,
Now, just a minute,
Rude.
please.
Okay, Janet,
we must
let me stop you. Let me stop you. Sorry. Janet, that great line, you can kiss my bookend, sister, was full back to the camera. Which is okay, but it means it's also full back to the microphone. Bad. So it's you can kiss my bookend, sister, and then do your cross.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. It's just a film thing. You got to get into film mode here, you guys. Okay. Richard, hold your entrance again. We're just gonna. Okay.
Prescott Chair, Trinity, Oxford, currently Prescott Chair, Trinity College.
La-dee-da. How dare you?
Now, just a moment.
You can just kiss my
Just a
bookend,
moment, please.
sister.
Before we... let's just...
Vulgar!
Please,
Novelist!
ladies.
Gothic romance!
Now, just...
Unread hack!
Now, wait!
Okay.
Can we get the door out of the way?
We might have to get the door out of the way. And Mickey, you're the man for that, I think. Yeah, because everybody's doing that. Okay. In my early films, I used to have.
If it wasn't for the fact that we had to be careful,
Yeah, if we could just chomp all over it, then
Yeah.
it would
Well,
matter.
then I wonder if we have to be careful.
Oh, Chuck!
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we
Okay.
do.
All right, nothing. Okay.
Of course, you weigh more than
I do. But no, in my early movies, I used to mic people with lavalier microphones and with wires. We didn't have wireless in the early days, so we used to have 6 people with microphones, all with all this spaghetti on the floor. So a mark of my early films, you always see my actors right before they move. No, they're looking down to make sure they're not stepping on me.
Oh,
And you guys reminded me of that. So we got to get rid of the door, and we have to do it. Cheadle is going to have to be here
right away. Pretty soon.
Yeah.
After we, let's see.
Yeah.
Come in, we pull down
How about
the thing.
during your lines, as you're supposedly sitting down, maybe instead
Yeah,
of...
because I sit the whole thing. I can sometimes, somewhere.
Notice that there's a door in the floor?
And the irony is.
And it is in the way. I mean, we probably wouldn't move it.
Well, yeah. Except I thought you actors could deal with it. You know. I played with it last night. Didn't bother me. I'm walking like this.
Well, you had time to play.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
We just had to do that 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, if we
Okay. So here's the deal,
get
Mickey.
used to it.
This is the only good side. Excuse me, Janet. This is the only good side. So you can't show the other side. So it'll be just like this, Mick. Up and upstage. You can't do it downstage. So it'll be just like this. Okay. And now we just got to find a spot for you to do it.
Yeah, well, that's easy enough.
Let's do this exchange now, you guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Dr. O'Connell, PhD, Shakespeare Studies, Oxford, currently Prescott Chair, Trinity College.
La-dee-da.
How dare you?
Oh, you can kiss my
Now,
bookend,
please, just a
sister.
moment. Now, please, just a moment. Now, ladies, please, before we,
Vulgar,
let's just...
novelist, Gothic
Now,
romance.
ladies.
Unread hack.
Wait!
Blast! Oh, bloody hell! No! Do it now! How do you do? Dave Goodfellow, BBC, what? What?
He sought employment elsewhere. And found it. And a dagger point to his right eye. Died in an instant or so. No epilogue to write for himself, no planning of action, just...
What are you doing? Give me that. God. Too late.
Yeah, it helps if you go God right away. Don't take that pause. You didn't this time, but keep it. I'm just trying to reinforce that. When she says, "Give me that God right away," too late. So it's "Give me that God," too late. Yeah. You guys are kind of flirting with doing it that way, but do it even quicker. Yeah. Give me that God, too late. Okay.
Hey, what are you doing? Give me that. God, too late.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes. Yeah.
That's nice, you guys. You scared each other with some quiet acting. Oh my
That's
God.
a frightening thought.
Oh my God, she's real. Oh my God. Get fake again, please get fake.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now, you still have a little time left. Make the most of it.
We will.
Okay, Mickey? Yeah? Let's have you exiting on, you still, rather than wait for this long exit for you to leave, you do your nice goodbyes, take that moment. This is the last we see of Cheadle. And then, you still have a little time, make the most of it, get out on your exit, yep. And you forgot you can give me a lift. Otherwise,
right.
Otherwise, why does the good fellow want Cheadle to come with him? So, make sure you get that line out.
Because he's my servant.
Very nice, you guys. But before we go into the conspiratorial thing here, after Cheadle leaves, I just need just a little moment here. You guys look at each other, and then Kitty, you actually go to the door and make sure no one's there.
Okay.
Okay. So they've left. Let's just take that moment.
Okay.
Cheadle, take your exit, if you would.
And then she says her line. Shall we begin?
Oh yeah. Do all what I just said, and then.
Then I say it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see your exit.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And take a moment here, you guys.
Okay.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
We just left.
And Mickey, you had probably the most excitement we've had in 25 years on the job. Okay.
Obvious, isn't it?
So a lot of you guys take a nice moment here. So okay.
All right, well, goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, you have a little time left. Make the most of it.
We will. Well.
Wait, no, not yet. Yep.
Well.
Okay.
Shall we begin?
Better do it from there, though. Better do it from there. You look up to see,
Okay.
and then you stay there and turn to her.
Well.
Okay. Not too excited.
Okay.
It's more.
All right.
This is more of a precious moment. Yeah. Yes.
Shall we begin? Let's do.
Good.
Oh, couldn't have done this alone. Of course you could. Yeah, I probably could, but I wouldn't want to. Oh, I've been medicating all day. Dead is the outside.
Okay. Who's gonna say woof and who's gonna
Oh,
say
that's right.
wow?
Well, it's the first time we've had props. I know.
One says
I go.
and the other one goes wow. Woof.
What are you
or
doing? Are you
wow.
barking or what? I've been going kind of.
Okay, you can say that. Then. Okay, that means woof. Woof. You don't have to bark it, but it is W-O-O-F. Woof. And we got to see that those vapors come out of your mouth.
Okay.
Woof. Okay. Okay.
Been meditating all day. Didn't the outside world a little. Just a little.
Okay, will you time that out differently? So there's not this pause here when you come in, Maggie. So it's like you gotta find someplace to come in sooner. He
was kind,
was kind.
and soft.
Yeah. And I might be here with a camera, Maggie. So you better go up 2 stairs. Better go up 2 steps. Yep.
I have my shoes on right now. So.
Okay, that's cool. So he was kind.
Okay.
Take it from. Let's see if it times out. Sarah, take it from. He was kind.
He was kind and soft, and I loved him for his words. Signed, Margaret.
Perfect.
Chills.
Stay there a little bit longer. Yeah.
Who the hell was Margaret?
Okay.
There's a list there.
Yeah, and it's a good one. Hang on to your knickers.
Okay, here's where we'll cut.
I think I say read it.
Here's where we'll cut. And he's gonna do it right over your. Richard, you'll do it right all over her right cheek there. Yep. Yep.
May I touch her?
You may.
Okay.
And then Janet, and
Right.
unless
And then we need to see some look on your face or something, and you'll like, in essence, turn right to him.
Okay.
And that's when the morph will happen.
Okay.
Okay. So, this is the one real continuity issue we're gonna have. You guys will remember this 4 days from now, won't you?
Okay, I'm on this mark right here.
Action.
Anything? No, nothing. We'll never know what happened or even what. How he died, what killed him? Stress? Perhaps. Anne and Jeanette in the same room. Johnson bragging about his folio publication all night.
Really?
Aye. Johnson was published in 1616, the year Shakespeare died. Took Will's friend 7 more years to publish his. They all had a motive. Elimination.
Okay, cut. Feel any foul play?
Ah!
I wasn't sure whether it was this scene or somewhere else. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I just wanted to use my cue card. Put another one up there.
Jump right to the
Foul play.
I've only got 2 hands.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, looking good though. I wish you'd stop saying that, Chuck. Okay.
Yeah, looking good.
Okay, and action.
Anything?
No, nothing.
But any Catholic at the time was subject to foul play.
We don't know he was Catholic.
Duh. Hit me over the head, I think so.
Not proven.
What then? How'd he die?
Cut, let's do it one more time, quicker. Well, that's it. The story of the making of Mixed Company 5 and 6. I told you the truth about the rehearsing and performing of these 2 productions. Truth with a lower case, to be sure. My truth. But I didn't tell you necessarily the whole truth. Why bore you with the details? If you want a treatise on human behavior, read a newspaper or watch the evening news. It's all in there. Let's just say that in the future I'd be happy to be spared some of the difficulties I encountered in the mounting of these 2 productions. And with any luck, I hope in the future I'll never have to place my trust in anyone who doesn't appreciate it. And I wish the same for you. For all of us. All we know for sure is that Shakespeare died on April 23rd, 1616, at the age of 52. No one knows how. No one ever will. And that's the truth, with a capital T.